All right, let's move on to some sad news. You know, it's never easy when someone dies. Although when that person has made so many other people die, it kind of takes the sting out of it.
Breaking overnight, former Secretary of State Henry Kissinger passes away. His influence profound yet controversial, guiding presidents through Vietnam, the Cold War, and 9/11.
Some called him a war criminal for his role in bombing Cambodia and widening the war in Vietnam.
Cambodia, 40,000 people died. That was carpet bombing.
Kissinger encouraged the Argentina Dirty War in 1976, was the architect behind the illegal and murderous bombings of Cambodia and Laos, supported Augusto Pinochet's brutal military coup in Chile, and turned a blind eye to alleged genocide in Bangladesh.
And ladies, please remember, all those things are red flags. But yes, Henry Kissinger is dead, which just goes to show you that if you have zero morals, you'll lead a long, stress-free life. He committed massacres and lived to be 100, while the rest of us over here are dying at 47 because we can't stop stressing over the time we waved to a person who was actually waving to someone behind us. No matter how you feel about Henry Kissinger, you got to agree that he's one of America's greatest war criminals. The question is he America's greatest war criminal? So, to have that debate, let's turn to Ronny, Chieng, and Micheal Kosta. Thank you, guys. What do you think?
Well, the thing is,
there's no question, Micheal. Henry Kissinger is the GOAT of war criminals. You know the last few weeks in high school where you skim through like 40 years of terrible American history in like 2 days? That's all him, baby. Vietnam, Cambodia, Chile, shall I continue? Pakistan, East Timor. This dude was doing massacres in countries that Americans didn't even know were countries. He was putting them on the map and then carpet bombing them off the map. He's like a genocidal Carmen Sandiego.
Can I get a chance to talk over here? Ronny, you're clowning yourself. Sure, Kissinger's in the conversation, but this debate starts and ends with Dick Cheney. His prime years were fire. Afghanistan, Iraq, Guantanamo. The man shot his friend in the face, and it was one of the nicest things he's ever done.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Ronny, maybe this is a tie.
To quote the great man himself, go f*** yourself, Michael. Yeah, sure, Dick Cheney lied about WMDs, but my boy Kissinger was using WMDs. Plus, he was in the game for over 60 years. Dick Cheney had, what, like 5 good seasons?
Exactly.
Maybe?
Exactly. Kissinger stayed in the game just to juice his stats, okay? When you look at the season splits, Cheney's numbers were better. Not to mention, Kissinger came in after Vietnam started. I mean, he was chasing wars the way Durant chases rings, you know? And anyone can join a super team, but Cheney built his wars from the ground up. I mean, he carried George W. Bush on his back. Also, how can Kissinger be the war crimes GOAT when he won the Nobel Peace Prize, you idiot?
That's what makes him the GOAT, you moron. Do you know how good a war criminal you have to be to win a peace prize for wars you escalated? The dude's got the numbers and the hardware. Count the rings, bitch.
Okay, guys, let me throw this out to you guys, okay? Andrew Jackson.
That's a good point.
Oh,
good point.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he did the numbers.
Yeah. Look, Micheal, you do have to adjust for that era, okay? But credit where credit is due. I mean, Jackson was massacring people back when you had to do it with muskets and carrier pigeons. We'll never know what kind of records he could have set if he had had drones and Google Maps.
Okay, look, we can throw around hypotheticals all day, but the bottom line is Andrew Jackson wasn't an international player the way Kissinger was, okay? Jackson only put up decent numbers at home. He wasn't strong on the road.
Look, Ronny, just because you speak loudly doesn't make it more true, all right? Look. I think we can all agree, no matter who the GOAT is, what's important to remember is Kissinger's passing really puts things into perspective. So listen, everyone, if there's a war criminal in your life, tell them how you feel about them now. Because you never know when they're going to unexpectedly die of being 100 years old.
I couldn't agree more. Micheal Kosta and Ronny Chieng, everybody.